basketball fans, happy new year. So this is the first video I'm uploading in 2025. I'm very excited for this new year. A lot of things are going to happen, and in this video I'll be talking about the Kenya Morans. But before we start, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the ride, because this year, buckle up, a lot of videos are going to come your way. So I'll be talking about the Kenya Morans in this video. So the Kenya Morans are an interesting case, and the window 3 of the Afrobasket is opening up on February, and you're yet to hear anything coming from the Kenya Basketball Federation in reference to the Kenya Morans playing. And this is actually quite concerning, because this is the second week. So the first week, that was last week, and the new year, we crossed over to the new year, no chatter. And we are in this, I can even say the first week of, because this is where everything resumes. We had to hear anything coming from the Kenya Basketball Federation with reference to the Kenya Morans playing. So it begs the question, are these people doing it all over again? Because at least for 2024, when the draw happened in 2023 in December, we saw the first week the Kenya Morans gearing up to play, and they went ahead and removed their provisional squad like they routinely do, and they handpick their players. They have camp, and they set up a few games so that they can be able to make themselves ready for this tournament. But this year, that was last year, but this year nothing has happened. I can say the whole year last year was dominated by the Nderitu Thunder, and right now as we speak, they are preparing. We have seen them drop a couple of videos and images on their social media, just ushering in the new year with training, just making sure that they are on their rhythm, because they'll set up for May, and May is when the Nile Conference becomes active. So they have a whole 4.5 months to prepare for the 6 games that are going to play in the Nile Conference. So that was that. So right now they're just focusing on the games, the KBF games, and trying to go back to back, which is something that is very important. But if you look at it closely, you will see that the Kenya Morans team, and I can even say the Thunder, which comprises of about 80% of the Kenya Morans players, are hitting camp for the Thunder. And it's funny that we have not even seen any convening meeting for the Kenya Morans management. The team manager is quiet, the coaching staff is quiet, Coach Cliff is quiet, doing his own things. I don't even know why this guy is supposed to be the coach, because I've made a couple of posts showing and comparing what we lost in Coach Liz Mills and what we got in Coach Cliff. And it's actually quite interesting, because when I made a post on Instagram, on NBA Kenya's Instagram, you'll see that I even listed Coach Cliff's record, and also just showing what he has done through the years. And it is actually quite concerning, because the man is an absolute flop. I cannot stress that enough. And he has shown that he doesn't have the ability to coach this team. The team manager is wrong. This is all wrong for the team. And even last year, after they had a very abysmal performance in window 1 of the Afrobasket qualifiers, I mentioned that there are players who are supposed to leave that team. The coaches who are there, the team manager should walk away. And it's unfortunate that they're just going to rinse and repeat again. And right now it's going to be very difficult, because this is the last and final window of the Afrobasket, and you're going to have so many countries playing. And it's going to be a collision, because we saw what happened in November. November, it was actually quite quiet, and not a lot of things happened on that weekend, because everyone was just gearing up towards the Division East for the road to BAL. But this time, this February, you're going to see a lot of teams colliding. At some point, you're going to be even having up to like 4 to 6 or even 7 games in a day. So this is the last one, and a lot of teams are getting up to that final push, because the teams that even played in November last year in that window are looking towards playing in the final window and qualifying. So it's going to be quite competitive, and you're going to see a lot of teams put up very strong sides. Countries like Angola, Tunisia, they're just going to be there and just going to they're going to put their foot on our necks, and it's going to be unfortunate if we don't even come out prepared. Even a simple list, even a simple meeting that is convened has not been convened. And I mentioned this even last year, dating back over a year ago, and I made a couple of videos talking about this. I said this, right? The Kenya Morans have about a whole year to prepare. That was last year, after the window one came to a close. They have a whole year to prepare. What have they done? They closed their Kenya Morans books, everyone. They stopped everything that they're doing and just focused on the local league and forgot about everything. Then, 11 months down the line, they are yet even to produce anything. It is almost a year and they have not produced anything that has shown that they are willing to change or do anything. So it's going to be a fiasco, and I predict a fiasco, because as much as even we have the Thunder players and the Morans players playing for the Thunder, and there's mismanagement coming from the federation with regards to the national team. Some of the top players who played in the road to ball for the Thunder might as well even pull away, because they'll be like, how is that I'm coming up from a high, then you put me in a situation where I can't succeed? So some of the players, they are going to try to feel, they're going to ignore, and they're going to say, you know what, I'm focusing on club activities and club duties. I don't care about the national team. And there's a high likelihood that the Kenya Morans might even miss out on the Afrobasket this year, given the trajectory of the unserious nature that they have. Because let's look at it. The Kenya Morans have yet to play a single game together for the better part of 11 months. I'm not going to count until February, because it's about 11 months. Since last year when they played that, from the last game they played against Guinea, they're yet to reconvene again. And you're going to see a situation where last minute things are going to happen. You're going to see lists come out. You're going to see players who did not even ask to be on the team being put on the team list. And you're going to see a lot of people try to bulldoze and try to be there just to eke out a trip to fly around the country. And the most concerning thing is Fiba has to even release the venue for where the games are going to be. Given the scale and magnitude of the event and the number of countries that are going to congregate at some place, it's going to be quite difficult to establish who is going to host. And the Fiba yet to release that, and I'm going to make sure to keep you updated on that one. But the most concerning thing is, even with that one at play, regardless of whatever venue is being picked, what is happening in-house, that is the problem, because there's no reconvening of teams. The Kenya Morans teams, there's nothing going on. We're having a coach that doesn't even know what he's supposed to do, doesn't understand the job description. You have people who don't understand basketball, be at that management and be at that selection panel. And us performing poorly will make us miss out on a lot of things, especially the Afrobasket being there, and we might even as well drop in the rankings. And also, Tunisia, Angola, and Guinea. As we've looked at last year, we got beat by Tunisia brutally in the first game. The second game is no different versus Angola, and Angola did not even feel a stronger side. And it was embarrassing, losing by 30 points. Then the last game against Guinea, that was the only game even I picked, even in the predictions that I made at the time. And I said that this is the only game that the Kenya Morans might win. And sure enough, they went ahead and won that game. And it was decided by 6 points. And a lot of people thought that this game, it erased everything. They're still in contention. Okay, they beat a team that was coming off back-to-back losses. And the Kenya Morans versus Guinea, that game, both teams, Kenya and Guinea, they were looking towards getting their first win. So we were the bottom of the group, because Angola and Tunisia ran the group that we are on. And as we speak right now, we're going to see a lot of changes in that Angola squad, because they're looking to chase history. And of course, Angola are going to look towards qualifying, because the Afrobasket, the venue will be in Angola. So of course, they're going to look to qualify. And at some point, they're going to dominate us, and they are going to remember what happened, because there's that beef and there's that situation that happened in 2021 where Telaungwa hit that buzzer beater. Let me tell you, this thing is going to come to roost, and they're going to come hard on us, and they're going to be very brutal with us. And Tunisia, the same thing. Tunisia just play very good basketball. They're a team that has an identity, so they're going to go ahead and dominate us the way they have dominated every other team. And remember, Tunisia were unbeaten in the whole Afrobasket run in 2021, both the qualifiers and the actual Afrobasket, and they also went ahead and won it all. So they're the two-time defending Afrobasket champions. Things went sideways in the World Cup qualifiers. Anyway, it is what it is. So Kenya have serious problems. The Kenya Morans have serious problems. And you're going to see a lot of excuses flying around. They're going to see, this lack of chemistry, all this, that. Because what excuses will they field now? Because look at what is going on. We have people who are very incompetent running and being in that camp. We have people who don't understand team dynamics. And we have poor mismanagement of the team and a poor coach. So a player even coming from the Thunder, and they are on a high after the qualifying for the BL Season 5, why would they waste their time with a national team that doesn't even care? Doesn't even care about even reconvening meetings or even scheduling training practices where they can scrimmage. We had to hear even a statement coming from KBF talking about our preparations for the Afrobasket. The date is coming in close, and I can say the Kenya Morans have about 5 weeks to prepare. I'm not counting even the last week, because that last week they'll just be warming down and making their mentally ready for the games. But they have about 5 weeks to prepare, and if you look at how they are operating, it's going to be very embarrassing for us, and Kenya is going to get embarrassed, and it's going to reflect poorly on us. And it's unfortunate that even after me pointing out this for years now, I can say for about the past 4 years, no changes have been established. At least in the club level, the Nderitu Thunder saved face for us, because in May they're going to suit up, and hopefully they can be able to even make the playoffs, given like the star-studded roster they have. And the main advantage I can even say the Kenya Morans have is it's about 75 to 80% of the national team players play for the Thunder. So if they can make the bold move of removing Coach Cliff and putting Brad Ibbs as the head coach, put Bernard Oje as the team manager, remove Kushla, who is very useless, and you add the players who play for the national team, and you derive them from the Nderitu Thunder, that's the only time we have a chance. These other teams just back off completely. I can even say they should back off. KPA, Equity, just back off. Let this be a Thunder affair. Excluding the international guys who are brought in for the Rotobal, remove those guys. Play with the guys, and also, I'm not sure, remove Garang Ding. I don't think he's eligible to play for the Kenya Morans. But put the Kenyans who went ahead and won the KBF championship. Let it be a Kenyan thing. Take them there, have them play. Because right now, we want to qualify to get to the Afrobasket. And if we're able to play our cards right and qualify, now in the next 5 months after February, now that's the time you're supposed to be focusing on training for the actual Afrobasket. So yeah, I mean, that's the only way. That's the only thing that needs to happen if you want to qualify. If you want to qualify, this is a message to the KBF, because I know they are listening in. So if you guys want to qualify, make the Nderitu Thunder the national team, excluding the imports and Garangding, because he's not eligible. Put Brad Ibbs, put Bernard Oje there. Tell the other teams to back off completely. Remove the Coach Cliff and Kushla there. KBF needs to back off completely. No interference from them. And let Brad Ibbs do his thing the way he has done it for the Nderitu Thunder. That is the only situation and the only scenario that you will see Kenya winning. Because if you go ahead and start plugging in players, if you go ahead and start taking players from God knows where, put them together thinking that they're going to produce anything, you insist that, you have to have a KPA player, or you have to have an Equity Dumas player, or you have to have an Ulinzi Warriors player. If you keep doing that, and you keep mixing and mangling, and you have a very poor coach in Coach Cliff, who's very incompetent, by the way. This is somebody who, since 2020, in 14 games that he has played, he only had 4 wins and 10 losses. And it's funny to me, because in 4 years with the Kenya Morans, Coach Cliff had only 4 wins in 14 games played, in the 14 games that he coached. Coach Liz Mills, after she departed the Kenya Morans in a very disrespectful way, the way the Kenya Morans dismissed her, she went ahead and coached Esale. She finished with a 3-3 record. She even made the first round, but got stopped by Petro de Luanda. That was BAL Season 2. BAL Season 3 with ABC Fighters, what happened? 3-3 record. 3 wins, 3 losses. And the last loss was against Petro de Luanda. The only team that caused Liz Mills problems was Petro de Luanda in the whole BAL experience. So in 2 years, she coached outside the Kenya Morans in 2022 and 2023. She had a record of 6-6 in 12 games. So she actually got more wins than Coach Cliff had in the Kenya Morans, given the short time she's had. So she was top quality, but you know what? It is what it is. I saw she was in town watching the Road to BAL. Hey, I mean that was a good thing. Even your boy said hi. So there's a lot of things that need to happen, and it's funny that they are quiet. But hey, I'm going to always focus on giving it to you the way it is. So if you guys like the video, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comments. I will follow this up. This is the first in a long line of videos I'm going to make, and I'm going to make sure to keep you all guys updated on what is going on. So until next time, man, not too soon, but I will return to the normal setup, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.